Hi, I'm Terry, and today we're going to practice Yin. So if you aren't comfortably dressed, and if you don't have a couple of pillows, maybe a nice small firm one, a little bit bigger pillow, I recommend that you go ahead and pause this video and go get your props, just in case you find the practice a little bit easier with them. This is about relaxing, releasing, letting your connective tissues soften. So it's a way to really get deep inside the places that everything's connected with all these strands of tissue. So at any rate, if you've got everything, we'll get started in Dragonfly. And what I want you to do is just sit with your feet nice and wide, as wide as is comfortable for you, knowing that this is an individual comfort level, so that what might be comfortable, you don't need to look at my toe, it'll sit this way. What might be comfortable for one person might be not appropriate for somebody else. It's highly individual. It never matters what the pose looks like. It always just matters that you're feeling something, but never any serious discomfort. So what we'll do is, I like to start in Dragonfly by placing a couple of pillows in front of me, just so I can soften nice and easily. And you're just going to melt forward. Just melt. Melt down over your props. Start to soften everything in your body. We're not working our muscles, we're working our tissues. Going underneath the muscle. There's this great network of connective tissues running through your body, and we're trying to get them to relax a little bit. So once you've reached your your edge, you might even find that you can go a little bit deeper. Your body will yield as it is ready to. And you'll know. Pay attention deeply to how you're feeling, and you'll know where to hold. We come to the edge, we find the place where we need to hold, and we release and stay. If we were all in this room together, you would see some people practically sitting upright, other people with their faces flat on the floor. It's a highly individual thing. You must do what's right for your body and just honor the sensation that you're feeling. Breathe into it. And when we say to be still during a Yin practice, what we mean is, don't fidget, try not to mess with your hair or your clothing, but if you need to move a little bit to find a better depth, whether it's to back off or to go a little deeper, that's highly appropriate. And so we'll slowly start to crawl back up out of this. Take your props to the side. Bring your legs back together. And then take your right leg out in front of you. Go ahead and press your toes to the sky. See if you can see me. And then you can either take your knee and bend it back into a 90-degree angle. So there's a 90-degree angle with your left knee bent. Or, if that's uncomfortable for you, you can bring your left foot in and press it against the inner right thigh. So whichever one works. We're going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to go ahead and get my leg back. One side works well that way, the other side doesn't. It's all, like I said, it's individual. You might have a pillow that you set inside or on top of your right leg. Might not. It's what works for you. And then I want you to turn your body towards your right leg and then start to reach out and soften. Again, take at least the first 30 or 40 seconds to just soften into the pose. Find your edge and hold. Make your way slowly back up. It's important to come into and leave the poses slowly. We're going to change sides. So go ahead and bring your left leg out in front of you. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. Either bend back your right knee to a 90 degree. This side doesn't want to do that. Or bring your foot up into your upper left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in and fold. You'll notice that one side will probably, well, both your sides will feel different. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is for everybody. And so you have to just be with the sensations and the depth that you enter the pose according to what you're feeling, rather than maybe trying to make the sides equal. Just go with the feeling of melting, surrendering, and honoring your edge. You might have really busy, hectic life, and sometimes it might seem difficult to slow down and take this time to just hold and melt and soften and yield and be. But I promise you, it'll enhance every aspect of your life. And for those of you that find it difficult to do these slower practices, probably you're the ones that need it the very most. We have to find the balance between busyness and stillness. So stay with it. You'll feel the benefits. You'll even notice that your yoga practice or whatever else you do is enhanced by the flexibility that you gain, the softness that you gain, just stick with it. Just stick with it. You can practice yin as often as you want. You can practice it every day if you want. Just be sure to let go. Come up out of this one slowly. And then for this next one, we're going to bend our, excuse me, morning allergies. And I stopped the first video about 10 minutes in because of coughing, so please bear with my morning. And okay, so I have my right knee bent and placed up against my left knee. My left leg is straight. Trying to make sure you can see. Okay, and my right foot is just right behind my hip. This could be enough for you, just to sit up like this and feel what you're feeling in your lower body. If you want any more, take your big pillow behind you and your smaller pillow behind you, right behind your back. And then as you just very, very slowly test the waters and see if maybe your body wants to lean back. It's, again, some of you might be sitting completely straight up, feeling everything you need to feel. Others of you might be flat on your back. It's not going to be me. And then just let your arms be where they comfortably are. Maybe they're just out to the sides, maybe your hands are on your belly. You'll feel this sensation along your right quadricep. And you don't want to have any kind of pain in your knee. So if that starts to happen, just slowly come up and, excuse me, find your edge. Find your edge. You'll know what it is. We're honoring our bodies. We're not trying to get into anything that isn't right for us individually. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. See if you can just allow it to go. Now, if you're lying back, you might just take your hands, and press down and then gently come up. I like to lean toward the extended leg to come up. Very slowly extend your right leg out. Shake it out a little bit. And know that the other side might be so much better, might be a little bit harder to get deep into the pose. So left knee bent in next to your right. Left foot behind your, right beside your hip. It's right here. And then again, maybe this is where you are. Or maybe you just gently start to lean back, placing your hands on your mat, lower to the degree that your body wants to yield, and just breathe, stay, soften. There's a couple schools of thought about when to practice yin. Some say that it's nice to practice when your body and your muscles are cold in the morning so that you don't fire them up and you get deeper into your tissues. I like that. another thing to do is another thing, and I also like this, is right before bed, just because maybe you want to melt into sleep a little easier. Maybe it's been a hectic day all the way through and you just find that you need something to help you unwind. So right before bed's good too. There isn't really a good or a bad time to practice yin. Just do it. You're noticing that you can come up out of this slowly again. And again, I like to lean to the extended leg, take the other leg out in front. You'll notice that we're mostly focusing on the lower body, and most yin poses are going to focus on the lower extremities. So our upper body doesn't seem to need that as much. We're going to move into shoelace now. So what I want you to do is just bring your right leg over your left. Make sure that your knees are stacked right over each other and your feet are extended out to the sides. And then sit as balanced as you can on your sits bones. And again, this might be it. So your right knee is right up above. If your knees don't come together, you can take a block or a pillow or something and just cushion between your top knee and your bottom knee. So you're sitting up, and there's a lot of sensation with this, just upright as it is. So this might be it. Another option that you have is to take your right arm back behind you, bend it underneath you, and take your left arm up and try to catch your fingers, get a towel, grab your shirt, and you can do a little bit of shoulder yin here. So fine to do this, fine to not. I'm going to go ahead and stay in this position, and then you can stay. You want to lift up out, lift your torso up, and start to gently fold towards your knee, your right knee, or stay upright. You'll probably feel this in your outer right hip the most. I'm going to go ahead and let my arms release. Again, you can be sitting up, you can be folding deeply, you can be folding a little. Honor your body, honor your sensation that you're feeling. Many believe that we hold tension in our hips, and it certainly does feel that way when I get into these hip yin poses that focus on the hips. So if that's the case for you, just honor that. Breathe a little deeper when you feel more sensation, a little softer when you feel less. And slowly walk our way up. And then just extend your legs, change sides, and bring your left knee over your right. Again, your feet are right out to the sides, right? I'm holding onto my feet right here. Left knee right on top of the right. Maybe sit up and do that, and then sit back. There we go. Stay upright. If you like, or you can bring your left arm behind. This isn't going to happen for me today. And grab a hold of your fingers. The Gomukhasana arms. Or you can just fold to your depth. See if you can imagine that you're sending your inhales and exhales into your left hip where you feel the sensation. That you're actually sending your breath there. Focus on your inhales and exhales and just releasing. bring your attention towards the sensation you're feeling in order to keep your mind in a meditative quality in this practice and not out thinking about other things. Just keep your monkey mind quiet as you can. Slowly crawl up out of this. Unwrap your legs. There you go. And our final pose before Shavasana is going to be something called deer pose. So I want you to bend your right leg like you're coming into a half pigeon. Be sure that your heel is back towards your groin as much as it needs to be so that, I'm going to switch this so you can see my feet better. There we go. So you're in a half pigeon here. And then your back leg is, your knee is bent, pretty close to a 90-degree angle, and your left leg, let me switch for you, is along the edges of your mat. Good. Take a nice deep breath in and fold right down over your right leg. To your degree. It's called deer pose, and you can probably imagine a deer in this position. Come up slowly. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your right hand right outside your right hip and just twist towards your right to the degree that it feels good for you. Just to counter that pose we just held. So now all you're going to do is just shift your legs so that your left leg, you're going to turn the other way, so that your left leg is in pigeon. Your right leg is parallel with the side of your mat. Take a big breath in and you're going to fold over your left leg. You can have a pillow. My pillow's right here. I'll go ahead and use it. Soften everywhere that you can. If you're melted, come back up. Keeping your legs where they are, bring your right hand to your left knee. Bring your left hand right behind your hip, sit up nice and tall, and give it a gentle twist. And guess what? Shavasana. Lie down. Extend your legs out, open them up. Extend your arms out, open them up. Let everything go. Close your eyes. And let your body, let everything we just did just sink right down into your bones. You're going to feel the effects of this practice. Your body's just going to feel lighter, looser, freer, maybe for a couple days. It's really good that you carve out this time for yourself. You can stay here as long as you like, as long as you can. If you're ready to go about your day, just start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe lean to one side of your body. Curl up in a fetal position, rest your head on your bicep. And acknowledge yourself for doing something really good for yourself. Make your way up to a seat. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to your heart center. Big inhale. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Thumbs to your forehead center. The light in my heart bows to the light in yours. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a great day.